going back to trios matches, there was another trio that we saw tonight make an appearance or return after a match earlier on. That would be, we had Jake Hager versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship. The Glasses and Pockets versus the Purple Bucket Hat.
So at first, the bucket hat was getting him. Orange Cassidy took off his glasses, handed them to the ref. Hager takes the glasses from the ref and puts the glasses on. And then Orange Cassidy says, whatever. He just goes for the purple hat. Hager's like, nah, son.
Wax on, wax off.
So then he's got the glasses and the hat on. He's powered up. It's scary looking for Orange Cassidy right now. He doesn't have any accessories to Jake Hager's 2 accessories.
This match really was like a tug of war over the purple hat.
It really was. I loved the story revolving around this hat.
And there was so much antics at ringside between the Best Friends and JAS.
It's wild. They're starting to make me actually enjoy watching Hager. This whole hat thing, it's bad, but the hat thing gave him so much more personality for me.
Is it fair to say you really like this hat?
I really like this hat. I really like this hat. I had to say it out loud, I guess.
Honestly, it was so silly, but it was so much fun. It wasn't silly in like a bad way whatsoever. It was straight up entertaining.
Yeah, I always have fun with Orange Cassidy out there, but Jake Hager is he is working it as a comedy guy. I like it.
That was just the really big question mark. I was like, man, we've seen Hager versus Danielson. As much as Danielson could be really fun to watch, I was like, I wasn't super into that match, even though their backgrounds say they should have been able to put on a great one.
Yeah.
So like this one, I was just kind of worried about the one half of the equation.
Yeah, there was enough going on in the match. Like you said, there's a lot of antics. Lots of people on the outside of the ring trying to get involved.
Both Daddy Magic and Cool Hand both went to try to get the hat from Orange Cassidy in the middle of the ring, and he olayed them both, and they just went flying back out of the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hat, man. That's what it was all about.
You know what this was all really about? Faction warfare. And why having factions is such a big deal on how you can incorporate so many people into like just little parts and kind of keep stories that make sense without having too many threads. Because when the Best Friends are celebrating Orange Cassidy's victory with an orange punch and a Casador roll-up, so continuing kind of like what we saw with Ricky Starks, like the smaller guys not doing their basic finishers, but adding like roll-ups to them to make it work. The Factory comes out to interrupt the celebration. You know what?
QT.
I actually have to give him a round of applause. Like this man, as much as I used to hate seeing him on TV because it just meant you're going to get a bunch of people that don't deserve to be on TV yet, I don't hate him as much as I used to, where I'm not annoyed by him.
Oh yeah, I like watching QT. He like his matches are surprisingly good. Like he's way better in the ring than I thought he would be just looking at him. And I don't know, he's just fun to hate.
Like,
Like I like the guy, but I'm so down to be like, fuck you, QT.
like I used to always want to equate him in the factory with like the workhorseman, the wingman, things that need to stay like on dark elevation. But
Yeah.
nope, he stepped it up where okay, I'm okay with you on my TV. It's not bad. But that wasn't even the end of it. They're coming out to the ring, they're close. Lights cut out. Julia's on stage. Red lights.
She works in the red light district now. New job.
Okay.
No, just kidding. Um,
There's so many like barely legal jokes and stuff like that that can be made.
but nah, man. Like we've said before, this House of Black thing works really well for her.
For her.
Yeah, she's like, because those three, those other three, they really kind of don't need a faction at all. But it definitely works for her. She's like the creepy little sister or something. I don't know.
Honestly, what I would have been okay with is if before Anna Jay got hurt and she left for a while, she was kind of in the position where she was the strongest voice amongst Dark Order. Like where she would have kind of, once Brody was gone, kind of been the de facto kind of leader eventually. He should have been the leader and they should be her minions.
Okay, I could see that.
I mean, it's never going to happen because everything started
Although,
with Malachi and this is his vision. But I don't care for those promos either. Don't.
yeah, the promos, but I like. I mean, maybe just because they're backed. I liked this whole segment. There also wasn't much talking. It was just ass whooping.
Or go away from like creepy minions and everything else, but kind of the source. So with it, let's take it back to a video game reference. What if Malachi was Shao Kahn and Julia was like Shang Tsung? Like Malachi just sits back and he's silent for the most part, but when he does speak, it is very more concise, more direct, and it had more weight and heaviness to it. But she was kind of like the front for everything, carrying out her like she kind of led everything in his name. So
Okay.
when they center around her, everything seems great.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's how that's the only thing I'm worried about is how do you make it believable that she leads?
She doesn't really have so do kind of similar to what Christian is doing for Luchasaurus right now, but not in a power dynamic. Like he is the person in charge, but he's more like strong, silent, more concise. He does his biddings like Darth Vader for Sidious. Like how Vader would lead the generals and everything and do all the talking and all that, be in control, and Sidious was like usually just chilling back in his lair.
Yeah. Yeah, she could do that. I just, we'd have to see how it, I would just have to be, I'd have to see how it works. Story.
Like tonight wasn't bad because he only said one line.
Hmm. Yeah, it was just, what was his one line?
Like basically
Just
all
like the house.
House of
Yeah.
Black, rise or something.
hmm Basically, we're back, bitches.
But
And House of Black speak.
to actually cover what happened, because I realized we kind of skipped it. So Factory was on the apron. House of Black was in the ring. They attacked Best Friend, chucked him out. Factory started applauding him, but then they fucked up everybody at ringside. But slowly made their way back. And this is what made me think about it. They all, as they were fighting, were slowly making their way back to Julia.